Good evening and welcome to OG Dweeb. I have a little fun find for you that I happened to pick up at the Dollar General the other day for 10 bucks. I didn't even know it existed. A 2-player Rivals edition of Clue. Now those of you growing up who were single kids or only had one additional sibling know how hard it is to try to talk your parents into playing Clue. We loved Clue, my mom not so much. So I thought this was a really fun find, and it'll be good for Old Man OG and myself when we go camping, because there's usually just the two of us. Speaking of camping, I am coming to you from my new summer gaming table. As you can see, I am in our new to us camper. We were given it free by a family member. However, as you can see, I have this folding door closed because there was a serious leak, and we do have to change the ceiling panel and some of the insulation in the bedroom area. But let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got here. As I said, it says 2 players battle to solve the mystery and win, ages 8 and up, 2 players, Hasbro Gaming. Like I say, 10 bucks, Dollar General. We'll go ahead and take a look at the back. You can see that the gaming board is revised from the usual edition. There's only apparently 2 rooms, it looks like. Actually, I believe you might go around the outside of the board. There's 2 tokens. You have the 6 original weapons, the 6 character tokens, and the deck of cards. So we're going to go ahead and unbox this and see what's what, and see if we can figure out how this plays. I'm really interested to see how they would change the rules. Be right back. Okay, so I've taken off the plastic and opened the lid. The first thing I noticed was the little envelope where you put the suspect, the weapon in the room. Very interesting. Then we've got, let's see here, our weapons, our dice, and our 2-player tokens. Our deck of cards. Seems like it's quite a bit thinner than... It's been a long while since I've actually had the traditional Clue game set. I had an 80s edition, and long story, but I don't have it anymore. And here are the 6 character tokens that I'm going to have to punch out. And I'll get to that in just a moment. And I believe this is our game board. And I noticed right away, this is very thin. This isn't the normal, like, game board cardboard. This is, to be frank, flimsy. I mean, it is what it is. For travel, it's fine. It's lighter. Oops. Goodness. Anyway, here's our board. And what do we got? Suspect, weapon, chess table. Okay, so that must be a location. So we got chess table, piano, desk, a chair, a sofa, a fireplace. So it looks like all of the crime was committed in one room in different areas of the room. Coffee table. Okay. So that's what we've got. And then we've got our directions in the box. Let's see here. Rivals edition. Content: solve the murder. Mr. Body. Let's see. Mr. Body requests the honor of your company in celebration of the reopening of the Tudor Mansion. Okay. Again, it says it includes a game board, 19 clue cards, 2 plastic pawns, 6 character tokens, 6 weapon tokens, an evidence folder, and a dice. It says, Mr. Body has been found murdered in the mansion, and it's up to you to figure out who done it. Move within the room, making suggestions for who, what, and where. Narrow down the possibilities as your opponent shows you cards. Once you think you've cracked the case, make your accusation and check the case file envelope to see if you are right. So the basic premise is exactly the same as the full edition of the game. Let's see here. It's a little bit difficult because I can't read what is on the screen on the phone, so we're going to have to look under it. Give me one second. See. Object. Be the first player to correctly... Okay, get ready. Separate the weapon, suspect, and location cards into 3 decks. Shuffle each deck. Place the decks face down. The cards are evidence to the crime. Without looking at the cards, take 1 card from each of the 3 decks and place them in the evidence folder. Same as usual. Shuffle the 16 remaining cards together and deal 8 cards to each player. If it's the first time you're playing, punch out the 6 character tokens and place each one randomly on the game board. The weapons, like I said, each player chooses a pawn and places it at the start space. On your turn, roll a die and move your pawn off the start up to the number of spaces shown on the die. If you land on an evident space, you must make a suggestion. That suggestion is not a full accusation, but helps you narrow down the possibilities. Your suggestion must specify 2 of the 3 categories of evidence: suspect, weapon, or room location. It must include the evidence on the space you landed on. For example, if you landed on the Colonel Mustard space, you could say Colonel Mustard with the candlestick or Colonel Mustard by the coffee table. If your opponent has evidence relating to your suggestion, they must show you one piece of that evidence and place it face up on the table. That card must stay on the table for the rest of the game. Okay, it's interesting. Okay, I understand what's going on here. All right. When you think you know who committed the murder, which one? Okay, so does it say you randomly 6 character in place randomly on the game board? So sounds like to me, and again, I haven't played this yet. I just unboxed it, as you saw. But it looks to me like, and this is difficult one-handed, guys. You know, I always complain about that, but it sounds to me like you just, wow, okay, and then you just move about the board. Okay, that's pretty neat. You know, I'm really glad to see that they've made a 2-player edition of Clue. Like I said, you know, as kids, we loved this game, but it was hard for us to get one of our parents to want to play. You know, before my mom went back to work when we were little, she's not much of a board gamer. My dad enjoyed board games more than my mom, but he was at work long hours, and you know, he's tired at the end of the day, didn't feel like playing, whatever. So I'm really happy to see this. Now, after I picked this up, I also should mention, I did a little searching, and they also have a Rivals edition now of Life, and Monopoly. Now, I, in no way, shape, or form, ever intend on purchasing Monopoly. I have a Monopoly game in the plastic wrapping still in the house. That is my most hated board game. I will not play it. I think that's the only board game I will not play. But again, Life or Sorry. And, I'm just going to guess that this is probably a shorter play. I don't think it says on the box. It doesn't give a time estimate. You know, a lot of the newer games will say, you know, 20 to 30 minutes or what have you. But, I may at some point pick up Sorry and Life just for the heck of it. Because, you know, the nostalgia of it all. But anyway, that's Clue Rivals Edition. And, at some point I'll let you guys know how Old Man OG likes it. Because you guys know he's not a huge gaming fan. But there's certain games that he likes and will play with me if I can talk him into it. So, there it is. Rivals Edition Clue. Hope you guys have a great day. And I'll talk to you later.